What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another Cryptid Saturday, and this is actually the last Cryptid Saturday. This is the final state that we were planning on going through. After this, I have one other video that I'm going to do about like the Bigfoot thing, because I have been keeping track of all the states that have had Bigfoot in them. And honestly, it's kind of a little bit easier just to keep track of all the states that didn't have Bigfoot, because quite frankly, he's all over the United States. But that'll be the next Cryptid Saturday video. Video after that will be just kind of the recap of the series, and after that, I think we're going to have to move on into territories of the US and then probably into the rest of the countries. So please stick around. I don't want this to end. I've had a lot of fun making them, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it. But let's go ahead and get into the state. So like I always like to say, guys, I don't own the rights to these articles. I just use them to push along information. The link to the article will be in the description down below. Please go over there and show them some love. So these are the Cryptids of Wyoming. Number 1, Bigfoot. This one is pretty obvious that any place where there are plenty of trees to hide among, Bigfoot sightings will be prevalent. In fact, there was a documented Bigfoot sighting in the Medicine Bowl National Forest just outside of Laramie. And of course, Yellowstone tourists always see the Sasquatch among the eerie trees. So yeah, I mean, honestly, if there was ever anywhere where Bigfoot was gonna be, Yellowstone is probably one of the better spots for them to hide out. It's our largest national park we have here in the US, and there are plenty of places for them to hide. Also, on the other side of that, there's plenty of grizzly bears in Yellowstone. There's also wolves in Yellowstone. But Yellowstone does have a pretty awesome cryptid lore, so, I mean, you kind of got to take that for what you will. But on the other side, what Yellowstone definitely has is a crap ton of human foot traffic, so I don't know if anything could actually hide there. But let me know what you guys think. Number 2, Shunka-Warakin. This cryptid is technically Montana's to claim, but being that I don't think possible mythical creatures really care about state lines, we're going to claim it as well. The Shunka-Warakin is a particularly large wolf-like animal, similar to dire wolves that went extinct thousands of years ago. It's said to live in the mountainous region of the Rocky Mountains and feed on various livestock and pets of ranchers unlucky enough to be in its path. So, like, how they don't think that's just a wolf? I don't understand. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like that would just be a wolf. So I don't know. I don't know if a dire wolf could still exist, but an exceptionally large wolf, that's 100% possible. Now, if dire wolves did exist, that would be crazy. But it would have to be a very small population in a very remote part of the world for us not to know that dire wolves exist, because those things were huge. DeSmet Lake Monster. Did you know that Wyoming has its own Nessie? Lake DeSmet in Johnson County is theorized home of Smetty, a lake monster with sightings all the way back to as far as the early 1800s. Local ranchers often told stories about seeing a 30 to 40 foot long, looking like a long telephone pole with a lard bucket attached. Other recorded physical characteristics include a bony ridge along the back, with a resemblance to a horse's head coming out of the water in a swimming motion. I don't know. That one could just be a tree. Like I've always said throughout this entire process, like lake and water cryptids are really hard to figure out. And so, you know, it just kind of, it could be a lot of things, but you never really know. The jackalope. Now we know this one isn't actually a cryptid, but it is listed as one of the various cryptid databases, probably because outsiders aren't aware of the jackalope's creation in Douglas back in the 1930s, and possibly because everyone's favorite pastime still involves convincing out-of-towners that they might see a jackalope while traversing the plains. It's right up there with snipe hunting. Except, contrary to snipe hunting, which snipes do not exist, jackalopes could actually be based in some type of a real fact. So sometimes jackrabbits can have these like things that grow out of their heads, and they don't really necessarily resemble antlers, but they do look like horns coming out of its head. So some people think that some people seeing rabbits with this disease is actually what contributed to the jackalope myth. So yeah, I mean, jackalopes aren't real, but you can buy them. So I mean, you can have fun with it. San Pedro Mountains mummy. This is an interesting case where evidence was found of a cryptid, but later lost to history. The San Pedro Mountain mummy was found in Carbon County in 1932. While it appeared to be a fully grown human male, it only stood approximately a foot tall. Many believe it was a hoax, but others noted the similarity to the Nimmergar, a Shoshone legend of hostile miniature humans from the region. So, I mean, finding mummies in, you know, arid environments isn't that uncommon, and it's actually, like, it's not that hard to make a mummy. All you really have to have is somebody passes away in and like a very sealed environment or something similar to that. So I mean, them finding a premature, like a small mummy, that's 100% possible, and I think obviously it happened based off of the article. But now a tribe of like shorter humans, that could also have been possible. So maybe these two things have just came together, and what they've actually found is a mummy from a tribe of pygmies. But you know, unfortunately, it seems that it was lost, so I guess we'll never know. But guys, that was it. That was the small list I could find for Wyoming. I was kind of hoping for something a little bit more since this was the last state. But like I said, please stay tuned for next week's video where I'm going to just go through how many states that I actually found had Bigfoots in them and give my opinion on what Bigfoot actually is and whether or not I think it's actually real. On this video though, guys, I would like for you guys to drop comments down below. Did you guys know of any of these cryptids already? Are you guys from Wyoming? And did I miss any that would be cool? I wouldn't mind going over some different ones. I'm obviously going to be looking for some ideas now. And while you're down there, guys, please remember to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell so you never miss another Cryptid Saturday. And I will see you guys next Saturday for Cryptid Saturdays.